comes Hydroxide with the last-ditch effort, and Hot Rod with...
He blocks, so Hulax wins. Oh, they get a return! Get it up in here, and again, they are getting him. No, not. Oh! He's oh, a big return!
Oh, man.
I love esports!
Alright, hello everyone who is tuning in, and apparently my window for the background video screwed up there. So while I'm fixing that, Altimor, why don't you introduce yourself, give people a little bit of background on yourself.
Hi, I'm Altimor, the creator of Magic Chain. Easily the best tribes-related program ever created.
There we go.
And yes.
Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Okay, I played Tribes Ascends about a year ago or so, and a bit earlier, Tubes asked me if I wanted to cast a match with him, and I said yeah. So, you know, it'll be nice to see how the game has changed and evolved, and how all the strategies have changed. I've heard it's very different. Brood is actually used now.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and things have changed quite significantly, to say the least. The last time you played, there were still mines in the game, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, no more mines.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
When I played, you had an all-raider offense, and you Shrike grabbed and then punted it from base to base.
Yeah, so you were in when the punting was absolutely ridiculous, and it would go halfway across the map with a single punt. That's basically what you're telling me. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to bring us into game here, and I think the overlays are still showing the ones from, yep, they're showing the ones from the EU match that I cast the other day. So, with that being said, 404 and BwA. So yeah, things have changed very, very significantly. At this point, you know, there are basically no mines. There are no mines of any kind for any class, and a lot of things have been banned, like the sap and rage on the sentinel and a few other things. So, but we are live on this first map here, and we have got 404 versus BwA. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the roster. On 404, that is technical difficulty. You've got Anathema, Tubes, I Eat Your Head, Seppukumon, Call Shenanigans, that's odd, Angry Blastoise, and Synthesis. On BwA, you've got Pragmalis, Festeri, Sid Pro Quo, Jimpack, Ruck, and Tegester, and Daisy May. So getting right into the action here, we have got Pragmalis coming in, Daisy May coming in, and Festeri doing a little bit of clear on the 404 stand. And I do not see a capper inbound anywhere. Do you see a capper inbound anywhere? But as I say that, there's Anathema with the flag. He is out on the other side, but very low, 123 health. And he is going to get sniped out. So, first run for both teams looked like they have been shut down. What do you know about these teams that may give us some insight into how the game may go? Altimor?
Not much. I haven't played in a while.
Okay. Well, I figured since you know Tubes, he may have kept up with at least 404, but if that is not the case, that is just fine. We will find out as the game progresses. I do recognize a few names here: Pragmalis, Angry Blastoise, obviously Tubes, Anathema, Synthesis. So I know those are all pretty solid players. But looking at the map here, looks like Pragmalis is heading in. There is a little bit clear on the stand. Daisy May is going after the sniper, which is Tubes, and he does nail him once, nails him possibly twice, maybe not. But there is... oh, wow, squish.
On the On the other side, Angry Blastoise just killed Ruck, sniper for BwA.
So we should be expecting a capper coming in for the 404 side, and there is Anathema, and oh, he hits a little rock bounce awkwardly, trying to come over a little bit sneaky, and that sets that up for a little bit of a disaster right there. So Angry Blastoise says, to hell with it, I'll grab the flag, and I'll just get this thing moving.
He's at about 1/3 health. Oh, he's dead.
And that will be the end of that push right there. But some decent crash coming out from the 404 side, running through and trying to make something of that play. So on the other side, looks like Anathema is just starting his route. Fasteri is setting up to do a little harass. He is in Raider, so there's a little bit of familiarity for you, Altimor. And Pragmalice looks like he is coming in probably about 20 seconds out, and Anathema and Pragmalice are going to pass by each other and probably call each other out, so things may not go so well. But Pragmalice takes a nice rock bounce heading into the stand, and I Eat Your Head goes down just in time, and he is out very clean.
Oh, got hit by a sniper shot. It's about half health.
So yeah, he is down to about 300 health here. Shenanigans is chasing him right now, but he is looking like he's going to come into the flag stand pretty good here. And oh, he does get splattered on the stand, and Anathema gets out with it just at the last second. This is going to come down to the 404 crash to make a play out of this. And they maybe this is, oh, this is looking good. Oh, and Shenanigans dies right at the last second there. And BwA is going to put the first cap on the board here. So looking from that, it seems to me that the BwA guys may have the upper hand in this match. They are a little better coordinated, it seems, and they've got their timing down. It just may take them a little bit to kind of get things going. But looking at Pragmalice, he's already getting shots taken at him by Tubes, and
yeah.
Tubes is heading back to the base because he did go out of his line of sight, so he's going to try and cover the stand here. But it looks like Daisy May is on the stand going after a little harass, and there is not a ton else coming in. And Pragmalice bounces off a rock in the back and bounces the wrong way. So that is pretty much the end of that push right there. Hopefully we'll see something else on the other side, and we do. Anathema is coming in, and he is going to be coming in high and fast. So here he comes. Stand is pretty much clear. Bounces off Sid Pro Quo. That was fortuitous the way that he bounced off that. Takes a Nitron jump in midfield. Little bit of a risk there. Snipe comes out, does do a little bit of damage, but he is going to get back to his base, and there we go. 404 ties this up just over 5 minutes into the game. And for those of you who are asking in chat, here are the rosters. I'm not going to run through them again, but that is who is playing right now. So I'll give you another moment, and Pragmalice grabs the flag, gets splattered on I Eat Your Head. I kind of like that name. That's a good name. So looking at the Blood Eagle side here, BwA's base, Angry Blastoid is on Sniper Harass, and Ruck looks to be their sniper. I am not overly familiar with him, so hopefully we'll see some good plays coming out of him. But Blastoise is right behind him, and he has been spotted by Ruck, and so he knows exactly where he's coming. Knives are coming out trying to take him down. And what do you see on the other side, Altimor?
Not much activity. There is Fasteri trying to attack the stand. Oh, Pragmalice is coming in.
And
he grabs it. He's out full health.
Oh, and he goes for the turret.
He gets stopped by a turret.
Yeah, he goes for the turret bounce, and it just completely backfired on him. Lost all his speed. But amazingly, he is still making a little bit of progress here. He's got a little bit of escort from Daisy May, but he gets taken out with a knife from Angry Blastoise. And he is going to get this return nice and easy. And on the other side, we have Anathema out with this flag yet again. Takes one full snipe down to 234 health. And he is moving through the midfield. And looks like they are trying to cut him off. And he hits a rock!
Yep.
Oh my god. Not, the rocks have definitely been MVP so far this game.
And he punts it.
And a nice punt.
Capture.
And he does not seem to have a whole lot of opposition right here. He's coming into a flag stand. But Jim Pak is throwing some grenades, and oh, I thought it was going to kill him right there, but it didn't. So 404 goes up 2-1, and things are looking a little better for 404 now. They may have just had to adjust things a little bit, and off they go. So, looks like we got a little bit of a fight between Seppukumon and Jim Pak up here. Seppukumon. Very interesting names on both these teams.
I see. Pragmal is coming from the right relative to his base. He does a rock bounce.
And
looks like he's going to meet Anathema.
And I'm not sure if they spotted each other, but he is definitely coming in, and he's going to be coming into what looks like a pretty full stand. It's only I Eat Your Head here, and he does see him, and he managed to make a nice stop on him, so very good play by I Eat Your Head without really any assistance there. So we are heading over to the Blood Eagle base, the BwA base, and here comes Anathema back to front, some grenades on the stand, and he gets knocked out of the way. And feel free to shout over me if you see something cool.
Okay.
So it looks like
Mystery on BwA is coming to clear.
And it looks like Pragmalis is coming right over the turret in a couple seconds here. I Eat Your Head again does spot him, but he unfortunately misses the disc, gets the turret bounce this time, but doesn't quite get the full bounce, and it slows him way down. So that has been, while that route can be very, very deadly, it is not working out very well for Pragmalis here.
Anathema has the flag on the other side. Low health though and low speed.
And there he goes. Yeah, and he's dead. That's pretty much the end of that tale right there. And Daisy May on the other side does get conked by Synthesis, and that flag gets returned nice and easy. And Daisy May does manage to stay alive. So the Infiltrator will live to fight another day and stab people in the back. So looking up here, I'm not sure if Ruck has been getting some good spots or what's exactly going on here. So we're gonna key in on him for a minute here and see if he spots a capper that's coming in. I don't see Anathema anywhere. There he is. So he is way off, and him and Pragmalis are probably going to pass by each other right there, and they do spot each other. So they know both cappers are coming in, and from what direction. We shall see who gets there first. It looks like it will be Pragmalis coming into, again, I Eat Your Head. And there is some stuff on the stand, and he does get out with it this time.
Full health.
Yeah, and opting.
That's amazing.
And it looks like on the other side, Anathema did get out pretty well as well, but he is getting chained down to 87 health, and the last bullet comes in from Festeri. And Prag with a great return! That was awesome! Capper returning the flag as it bounces up in the air. That is... you can't get too much better than that right there. And a nice return by by Shenanigans right on the stand, preventing that 2-2 tying cap. That is... we've had a couple of really cool plays so far this game. So yeah, nice little mirror effect happened there. The campers passed each other on the way out, and they passed each other again on the way back. So that was pretty cool. So looking over here, looks like Sid Pro Quo has started running routes as well. So it's going to be Tubes versus Daisy May, and I Eat Your Head versus Sid Pro Quo. Sid has been spotted and gets stopped nice and easy. Good stop by I Eat Your Head. And there is another capper coming in. Pragmalis is doing this this same route that has not been successful thus far, but hopefully this time will pan out for the better. He got
spotted.
Yep, he got spotted, and he gets splattered by one of his own teammates' grenades, unfortunately. But they've got a nice presence here, and they can start walking this.
And the theme is out on the other side.
And
about 80% health.
And yep, and he is moving far wide, and he does not, looks like he's got one chaser on Sid, and then there's probably a few more crashing through midfield right now. And we'll see if Sid can make anything of this right here. And it may just... Oh, nice bolt by Anathema right there. Shutting the Sid Pro Quo down and making it so that that does not become an easy cap. So, oh, a Daisy May with the midair and the instant return. Man, these... this is what I love about some of the House League matches, is you get to see so many of these really last-second clutch plays where you're either the hero or the GOAT, and for the most part it has been the heroes tonight. So with all that being said, have you caught any of the matches as of late, Altimor, or is this basically the first one where you've kind of tuned in?
Yeah, I don't really spectate a lot.
So I will have to get your thoughts after the match on how things have changed and evolved. And obviously this is not the highest level of matches, but these are fun matches at least. But looks like Anathema is coming into a pretty clean stand, except for the fractals, which do one tick of damage to him, down to 530 health. Sniper fire coming out, but not hitting. And Festeria on the other side, just doing a llama grab to keep this from going to an easy cap. And there is quite a bit of harass on that. Synthesis is on the return. Daisy May is there, but not going to maybe happen. And the return, again, on the stand. So these BwA guys definitely not going down without a fight after losing that 2-2 cap. It is, it's definitely something where they have, they've got their backs pushed against the wall, and you know this is a pretty low-scoring game, and you wouldn't think that it's been 15 minutes so far, but it has, well, 14 minutes I suppose, and only 2-1 so far. But Tubes coming out with a GG's invisible walls. Not really sure what that's referring to.
Frag Malice has been spotted, it looks like, or maybe there's just some stray bullets.
And either way, he landed a little rough when he was coming to the stand, but he does get out with this. And there we go. There's the turret bounce that we've been wanting to see the entire game. So he finally does get that out, nice and successful, going out and around. And on the other side, Anathema is out as well. Flaggers passing, flag carriers passing on the same side of the mountain, and this looks like it may go to a standoff right here. So Synthesis and Seppukumon and an Angry Blastoise are crashed in here. Synthesis goes down, Angry Blastoise and Seppukumon goes down, and Angry Blastoise is the last line here, and he is, oh my god, that was close. He almost gets hit with an inventory right afterwards on top of it all. And on the other side, looks like that was just a pass. So these guys have not quite set up their offense. So right now it's going to be a little bit of a standstill. But the 404 guys do seem to have the advantage. They are moving in a lot quicker than the BwA guys are.
And Daisy May is attacking. Doesn't look like he'll have much success though.
Yeah, one inf against the entire lot of them is not going to work out real well, especially since I'm not sure if that's a him or a her, but no Sonic Punch and chained to death rather quickly. So on the other side, Sid Pro Quo is very low, and there is a lot of chain on this, and it is looking a little grim, or at least it was, but they do manage to hold up to this, and they are running with what I believe is 5D. I'm not sure if they just had someone assist or what exactly, but that is some pretty heavy defense right there, so this may be quite the long standoff.
Seppukumon on 404 is going into attack.
And I do not see him. Okay, he's on the other side. Gotcha. So yeah, looks like they are not entirely, they're not timed up real well. So they're kind of filtering in, so the timing is off, and things are looking a little rough. Shenanigans gets taken down, Synthesis goes down, and Blastoise is the last one, is running Sonic Punch, and there was a return on the other side that I completely missed, and this may go home as well. Seppukumon the last one, but no, nice save by Jim Pack right there.
That was close.
So here comes the crash from 404. Synthesis is taking the lead, spearheading this thing, the vanguard of it, and he comes into a stand, and oh, it does get conked out, and it gets returned! What the hell? I can't believe that. After all that, they still managed to get a return on that. That was freaking incredible. Like, that could not have been any more fortuitous for them. That landed in the perfect spot at the perfect time. So we are back to where we were about 4 or 5 minutes ago. Both teams sort of just setting up for their routes and heading on out. Looks like Pragmalice and Sid are probably... Nope, Sid is back on the base, actually. And Shenanigans is cleaning up the stand a little bit. Spookumon coming in, and Anathema does get out with the flag, but takes a splash from the Titan launcher. So he is not doing real great at the moment. But Sid is on the chase, and discs flying at him, and on the other side, I don't see any cappers coming in at the moment. So we shall see if Anathema can capitalize on this chance. And Daisy May is on the stand, and just barely misses it, but there's the 3-1 cap, and 404 does go up. So just a little more pressure on them, on the BwA guys, to get something moving here.
Pragmalice starting its route.
And as you said, he is starting his route. And Sid Pro Quo, he's playing kind of an odd role. He's sort of swinging back and forth where, yeah, I think everyone's lagging right now. Are you getting some lag, Altimor?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is server side. I was worried I was dropping frames there, but looks like Sid Broco is coming in on a nice back to front. He has been spotted by Tubes, takes a risky one, and he is going to come into a stand and just die horrifically. But I did see Pragmalice coming in as well from somewhere. I don't see him right now. There he is. So he's going to be coming back to front to a very clear stand, and he is, well, he would have been completely out, but he got a little bit of splash damage from his teammate. So that takes him down a little bit, but they may be putting another point on the board here, drawing it back to 1, but Angry Blastoise is there to get the E-grab, and Pragmalice is down to 31 health. So they had better hurry this up, because this is looking a little bad. Synthesis coming in. And here we go. This may not end well, and Anathema went for the return rather than the grab, and looks like BwA are going to be able to put that point on the board. But there we go. Shenanigans running a impromptu route, and he is out, and he is pretty much gone. It's already within punt range of his team, and this is going to basically just say, hey, you got a cap? Great. I'm going to get one too. And there we go. 4-2 in favor of BwA, and the 2-point deficit is looking bigger and bigger as each second ticks by for the BwA guys. So the BwA offense is heading out, and they just took out Tubes, so Sniper is down. Pragmalice has a pretty clear shot into the flag stand. He's got about another 4 seconds before the Sniper respawns. I timed that just a little bit wrong. Tubes is back up now, and looks like he has been spotted. Pragmalice is coming into the stand, and he is about to go splat right there. On the other side, however, Anathema is coming in, and that is a much cleaner stand and a much cleaner grab. Anathema is pretty much out with this thing, and he is heading home. Got 2 chase, Sid Proco and Pragmalice. Capper doing a little chasing here, and some snipe fire coming out at him, but does not look like any of them connected, so he is heading home, and this is looking pretty good. Starry grabbing this thing, keeping it alive for the moment, and the timed return is going to happen, hopefully, soon. And Anathema just sort of hovering above the stand here, a little risky, gets bolted off the stand, and tosses it on there, and it bounces. That gives them the time they may need, and that thing is down in the field. But It's going to be to no avail, and
Oh.
they do get the cap at the last second. Jim Pock almost with a nice save right there. So that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin right there. At this point, BwA cannot come back on this map, so they will just have to duke it out on the next one, which I believe is Sunstar. So we will see what they can do there, and the 404 guys are hoping to put the literal nail in the coffin here, punting this thing back home, and there's basically no crash coming from BwA, maybe a little bit. Jim Pock is the closest one, Daisy May's on the stand, Festeri's there, oh, and it does go down on the stand, and I Eat Your Head picks it up, but that thing looks like it's going to go home, and nope, as always, the caster is wrong, which is a good thing. Now it's going home. Nope. Now it's going home. So there we go. 2 minutes left to play and a 3-point deficit. This game is all but in the bag, and the BwA guys put up a pretty good fight, all things considered. So Altimor, while we are sort of filling the gap here between now and the end of the map, which there may be some cool plays that happen, but what do you think of the current state of the game as far as the different rules and everything like that, all the bans, etc.?
I definitely like the lack of dependence on deployables. It's very player-oriented.
And I think that's exactly what they were going for when they made this rule set, and I have to say it does make for much more exciting games to watch, cast, and to play. So, and there's Pragbalance with a grab in the last minute of the game, but it is not going to go anywhere. Festeri might be able to move this thing along the field a little bit, but he's getting splattered pretty quick. And Anathema with 7 health comes through midfield, punts this thing off. Really nice punt. And a nice bounce to that. That is going to go right to Angry Blastoise. And Daisy May is the last line of defense, as well as Sid Pro Quo. And there's a toss onto the stand, and cap number 6 up 6-2. And I am pretty certain that is going to be the last cap of this map right here.
Yep, 25 seconds left.
So a pretty convincing first map in favor of 404. And we will be moving on to Sunstar next, which is going to depend largely on how much these teams have practiced it. If they've gotten some good practice in on it, then it could be very one-sided, one way or the other. The teams didn't seem all that lopsided to me as far as the skill levels went. It was just a matter of 404 just kind of, pulled it together a little bit more towards the end of the map, and things just started going a little better. So, very nice showing. Lots of really cool plays from both teams. Lots of really last-second returns. So, always good to see this sort of things happening in these games, and I love it when it does.
So I have a question. I saw Tubes using the BXT.
Mm-hmm.
What changed to make him do that?
Okay, so the sap is banned in competitive play, largely due to the incredibly high damage output that it has. So that leaves the snipers with one of two options, the phase rifle or the BXT, or the BXT-1A if you would like. And you'll find that most of these snipers are very torn on, you won't find one is superior to the other in all aspects as the sap was. So he was using the BXT because it's what he's comfortable with, I suppose. But a lot of people will use the phase or they will use the BXT, but it's mainly due to the sap ban.
Okay.
So, I wonder if we will have any subs in this game. Be interesting to see if that would be the case. And okay. Just wanted to check something. Call Shenanigans is actually on the 404 roster, so yeah, no worries there. I think he's just running around with his ESC tag for the hell of it, basically. Now that I've said that, I actually kind of want to look at the ZFC roster, although I don't remember him being on there, so I may be completely wrong, but I'm going to look anyways. And sure enough, he is not. Okay, so yeah, he's just running around with the tag on for the hell of it.
Who's BwA missing?
I think they're just subbing someone out at the moment. We will see if that is the case or not. Sid Pro Quo is the person that they would be missing. My guess is they are getting a sub, and when we've got 60 seconds left, I will bring us into the game, whether or not they have their 7th player. So there we go.
They just got a sub.
And let's see here. It looks like they got in Dremmer, something of that nature. So I'm going to do another quick rundown of the rosters before this second map gets going, and I will update the score screen as soon as I can here. So on BwA, Altimor, why don't you do the rundown of the rosters?
We have Jester, Dreamer, Ruck, Pragmelis, Festery, Jimpock, and Daisy May on BwA. And on 404 we have Tubes, a sub, Seppukumon, Synthesis, I Eat Your Head, Angry Blastoise, Anathema, and Caution Incans.
So there you have it, and you know, the team on 404 looks to be exactly the same. The only change on the rosters was Dreamer subbing in for Sid Pro Quo. So I assume he is going to be their LD, since that's what Sid Pro Quo was going to be doing. And let me update the overlay real quick while things get moving, and as you can see, there is a lot of movement on the map right now. It is looking pretty beautiful. Both teams heading on out, and first blood goes to the Jester. So looks like on the, let's see here, which side is going to have a capper hitting first? Probably 404's capper will hit first. So they are heading in Angry Blastoise, doing a little bit of sniper harass. One disc into Ruck and some knives coming out. But Angry Blastoise getting torn apart pretty good, and one more knife is all it's going to take, and there we go. Sniper is down, Anathema has a pretty clear shot, and Dreamer, sure enough, is playing LD for the BwA side, but this stand is looking pretty ugly, and there we go. Anathema is out nice and clean, does not get much more textbook than that. And on the other side, the exact same thing happened. So both teams, very good clear, and
Pragmelis got hit by some sniper fire.
And Pragmelis, I believe, is, yeah, they're about at the same health. So right now this boils down to whether or not some of the chase on these guys will work out. And there is a conk, and Angry Blastoise is on top of this, but Pragmelis gets a nice pick, keeping this thing alive. And Pragmelis goes down to 21 health, and they are going to be able to stabilize with this. However, on the other side, Jimpock did get a nice return, and the first cap is going to go to BwA. Yoink. So yeah, both teams seem like they are very, very mirrored in terms of their skill levels. At least on this map, it's, well, and actually on last map too, it was pretty close until 404 started running away with it. But the BwA guys seem like they may have the slight advantage on here. And whether that is due to practice or something else that I am unaware of, we will see. But looking at Seppukumon up here, he is not really sure what he's doing. He just changed out of, called down an inv and changed into Pathfinder. Not really sure what that was about. But looks like Pragmelis is heading in, and the defense for 404 is just slowly chipping away at the offense that is coming in. Jester almost got taken down, but Pragmelis is inbound. Looks like he is going to be doing a back-to-front route, and this is always pretty damn cool. It looks like Anathema is heading out, so we will stick to this side for now. And Pragmelis has been spotted, and Tubes is actually using the phase rifle now, so there is a preference based on the map sometimes. But like I said, you know, there are situations where one or the other is going to be more effective and efficient, and Anathema is coming into what looks like a pretty clear stand here. Going to be doing another back to front as well. And here he comes through the base, and he is out with that thing. Very clean and no damage. Takes one snipe, but he is all but home with this thing, except for Daisy May, which may end up ruining his day. But nope, Anathema does turn around, return the favor, and this thing does go down in the field, and there's some crash coming to this, and the flag is picked up by Dreamer trying to keep this thing alive, so they've got a little more time to mess with this before it does get capped. So let's see if the BwA guys can capitalize on this. The flag does go down, Fractal's on the stand, and
looks like two just gonna get it. Oh no.
and there we go. And oh, Festeri with an incredible return right there, bouncing right off the base and getting this, snatching a cap right out of their hands. That is pretty brutal right there.
Both flags back at stand.
Yep, and that is very in favor of BwA, saving that cap. Okay, and Pragmalis is coming in, as you say. Yep, back to front, and he was spotted, but he got out incredibly clean. And this is pretty much a cap already in the bag for BwA. All they got to do is just not let him die right here, and there we go. 2-0, and that does not get any cleaner than that.
And on 404 side, a brute has grabbed the flag, or from 404 side.
Oh! Nice midair by, who was that? Pragmalis on the brute carrier right there, and just shutting him down nicely, putting a bolt right in his face and saying good night. So yeah, definitely looking like BwA has the upper hand on this. They have probably practiced it a little more than 404, so we may end up seeing a fourth map, or sorry, a third map tonight, more likely than not.
Looks like Ruck has spotted Anathema.
And sure enough, we will see if there is some sniper fire coming in on him. Anathema does appear to be doing a back to front, just as Pragmalis is opting to do so. And oh no, Pragmalis did something that was a little different, but he is out pretty clean, and he is heading back to his base. But on this side, it is looking pretty ugly, and oh no!
Goes right over the flag.
That, you cannot, it does not get any worse than that right there. Perfectly clear stand, and you just whiff right over the flag, and that pretty much is the end of that. But this flag is down in the field, and Synthesis is going to get a return on this, prevent cap for BwA. So it may have been fortuitous for them to have him miss that flag, because it did save them a cap. So it looks like 404 may be ramping up just a little bit, getting things in, getting in the swing of things here, making sure that they are able to maintain at least not losing any more points to BwA. But as it stands, both flag stands have been pretty well owned by both offenses, and Pragmalis looks like he is going to be the first one to hit the stand. He is coming in on yet another back to front, and this is looking pretty good right here. Hoff just went down, and Pragmalis is out, nice and clean, straight through midfield, takes a disc jump just for good measure, and he's heading back to a stand that looks, Anathema, oh man, it's just not your night, man. Again, he this time he didn't go over the flag, he undercompensated rather than overcompensated and hit the flag stand. But Pragmalis looking like he's in a bit of trouble here. Angry Blastoise is right on top of him, trying to take him out and prevent this cap, but is he going to live? Nope, he is not, but he does get chained down, and Shenanigans is swooping in and gets the return. So while these teams set up, Altimor, what is your favorite beverage?
I'm going to have to say Coca-Cola.
I was expecting something more alcoholic-based, but Coca-Cola is always a good thing.
Nope, I am 14.
Okay, so yeah, definitely not alcoholic-based. So Anathema gets shut down by Ruck there with a quick grab. Low health, looks like it was just basically a llama grab. And Pragmalis is coming in back to front yet again with a stand that is not looking so clear, and Jimpack does grab this thing. I foresee esports coming, and we shall see if this works out for them. Here is the pass. Nope. Didn't work out. But Pragmalis may yet grab this if he can get it away from Synthesis, and looks like he does manage to do so, but takes a little bit of splash damage from some Arcs Busters, and Synthesis puts a shotgun up his ass and pulls the trigger. But over there, looks like Daisy May did just a llama grab, and Anathema is finally out with this thing for 404, the second successful grab for them this game so far, and it's looking pretty good. He does not have a lot of chase. He is coming back to the stand, and Jimpack is the only one nearby. All he's got to do is walk this thing up nice and calm, and there we go. 2-1 in favor of BwA still, but they did close the gap to 1. So it looks like Pragmalis will be coming in on a back to front once more. Stand is pretty clean. Blastoise and Synthesis are both here, still alive, but it may not matter as Pragmalis is out with this thing, and he does get sniped out by tubes, so a nice save there, and this thing will go home. So it looks like they are focusing a lot on those back to front routes and calling them out because they can be devastating on a map as small as this. 404 on top of pings. I would definitely agree with that statement. Synthesis has had a 300 ping. Now he has a 500 ping. Make that 600.
Daisy May is going to attack tubes.
And as you say that, the Jester is out with this, tosses this thing off to try and do a little esports, it looked like. I think that is costing them more caps than it is getting them at the moment. But there, you've got enough escort right here just to sort of walk this thing through midfield and kill everything that is coming through.
Doesn't look like they have too much opposition.
And Pragmalis is looking pretty clean here, but Angry Blastoise does... he does grab it, and this thing bounces loose, and Dreamer is going for the return. He is going to get it, and this may be... maybe not. This is going to be freaking close. And they do get the return right on the stand. There have been so many flags that have been robbed right on the stand, but Daisy May just inf grabs this thing, takes a disc jump, and is heading through midfield. Shenanigans is there to try and stop, but there is the punt, and this thing is pretty much home already. And it takes a little bit of a bounce. They were trying to catch that, but it did not pan out, and there is a ton of crash on this thing. Shenanigans...
Blastoise goes for a llama. Oh, but he's down.
And it looks like the Jester may have control of this. Pukumon is on top of him, and they have got this thing pretty well under control. There is a little bit of crash coming, but he is going to walk over the stand and miss the flag. But they are going to get the third cap up on the board, so BwA... coming back, and nicely timed Pragmalis with a root. Oh wow, that mortar almost hit. That was like right behind him. But this looks like it may be cap number 4 here, and sure enough, it is.
That was some very nice coordination on BwA's side.
I would definitely agree with that. That was perfectly timed. I'm not sure if... actually, I'm pretty sure that in the comms they were going, cap it, cap it, cap it, cap it! But yeah, so... BwA definitely not sure if their roster change of having Dreamer in here has made the difference, or if it's something that they have just really practiced this map a lot, so they've got a really good handle on it. But looking over here, it looks like Tubes has spotted Pragmalis coming in, put a couple bullets into him, so he is coming to a stand that is going to be very unfriendly, and he is going to go splat right there. And I do not see Anathema at the moment.
I see him. He's going right for the BW. Oh, he goes right over the flag.
And he does, he runs into some fractals from his own teammate, and that will be the end of that push right there. So Pragmalis trying something new here. He is going wide. Oh crap, he ran into a rock. And just looks around once and says, okay, that sucked. Suicide's out. So both teams have kind of reset a little bit right now. I think both of them have sort of taken to trying something new once, finding out that it worked horrible, and then Anathema suicides out as well. So yeah, both cappers are going to stick to their guns, stick to these back to fronts, or at least side to sides that they do know pretty well. So Anathema heading out, and Pragmalis is coming in as well. They're going to pass right by each other. Definitely been spotted, so he is going to come into a stand that will potentially be hot. And there is I Eat Your Head, and almost a nice stop, but he glances right off him, and he is almost getting sniped out by tubes, goes over the chasm, and there is the snipe, but it does not fall into the chasm. Physteria is here to pick this up, keep it moving. But on the other side, Angry Blastoise is holding on to this thing, and Synthesis with a nice conk there, I believe it was, and he is going down, but Pragmalis will keep this thing alive, and Ruck, nice freaking snipe, keeping this thing from going home. And they are just slowly escorting this thing in, but there's Anathema again, going for their back to front.
Back of the stand.
And every time, that route just has not been very kind for Anathema tonight. So a little bit of crash coming on the stand, and the flag is bouncing around out in the midfield. Angry Blastoise does pick this up, so they have kept this alive long enough to get a little bit of escort on it. And looks like we may be going into a standoff right here, barring Jim Pock killing 3 people in under, 5 health of what he had left there, which did not happen. So yep, we are heading into standoff. I believe this is the first one of the of this map, not the first one of the night, but correct me if I'm wrong. Apparently, I am not wrong. So Daisy May coming in here for a little bit of harass, a little preemptively, but does take down I Eat Your Head to a very, very low health, down to 289. Dreamer
Yeah,
coming.
Look from my perspective like Ruck sniping across the map.
Yeah, I believe that is exactly what happened, and they were just going for a sort of quick combo. And 404 pulling out the technical talk, so to speak. But here is a conk coming out from Synthesis, but it does not work, and there was a return on the other side that I completely missed. Son of a bitch. But Physteria is going in, and this is going to be cap number 5. This map is all but over. Daisy May just does another llama grab, keeps this thing moving, then bounces off one of the little pillars in midfield. And that will be the end of that flag play right there for both teams. So,
Hold on a second. It looks like Pragmalis just died to a rock mid-route.
that is not a good way to run your route right there. So, he is setting back up, and looks like he is going to pass right by Anathema as he is coming in. And Dreamer is the only one on the stand here, and a very nice stop. Just a bolt right to the face, and that will be enough. But Seppukumon here, that name is getting somewhat cumbersome to say. Comes in, tries to do a little harass, and Dreamer is just going to return that thing. So we are going to the other side of the map here, where Pragmalis is inbound on what looks to be a back to front. And there is some good harass coming out on the 404 stand. And he will be coming in under 5 seconds. And I Eat Your Head does go down. Angry Blastoise is the last one here, gets disked way up in the air, and Pragmalis pulls an Anathema. So
He did get the flag, though.
He did get the flag, however, not in the fashion that he wanted. I am most certain of that. And a punt back to Jim Pock. Either way, I'm pretty sure this thing's going home, so Anathema is coming in on a back to front. Let's see how this one treats him. Maybe a little better this time. And he is coming in, and nope, did not treat him well at all. He just cannot seem to get the better of that route. So, looks like both teams have kind of hit a bit of a dead stop at the moment. Anathema is heading in. I really do want to see that route be performed successfully at least once tonight by him, because he has had just terrible luck with it, and I would love to see him succeed. And Jester here with a fatty grab running through midfield, and holy warpage synthesis. And there is Anathema with a grab, keeping this thing moving, keeping his team in the game at the moment, and the flag on the other side, Jimpock, is about to get downed, and there is the return. So we may see a cap coming out for 404 here.
Looks like Dreamer's going to intercept it. Nope.
And the flag does go down, but plenty of blue around, and Daisy with a nice honk right there. But Synthesis picks this thing right back up, and Pragmalis trying to get a grab to prevent this from going to a cap, but there is the 5-2 cap, still in favor of BwA. And the crash coming across the field is just a little bit late for BwA. So looking at the field here, looks like Anathema and Pragmalis are still sticking to their guns, making these back to fronts and side to sides from the non-chasm side working for them. As I said, I hope Anathema gets a successful grab on this back to front, but it does look like he is going to be doing something that's more side to side, opting out of that route because it has not been overly successful, but a nice grab. He is a little low on health, 365, and he is heading home. On the other side, Pragmalis is coming in, and this may spell disaster for Anathema. Nope, not quite. But here comes Pragmalis through the back to a completely full stand. Looks like he just bailed on it, said not worth it, and lets Daisy May pick it up and keep it moving. So now they are going to go for Anathema, try and get the return on this thing. And he is just floating up in the air right now. Snipe's getting taken at him, and it does go down, but Shenanigans right there to pick it up and keep it alive. On the other side, however, looks like they have stabilized as well, so we shall see what happens with this standoff this time around. And refresh my memory, Altimor, what happened with the last standoff?
I believe BwA capped.
Ah. That's right, there was the play that I missed that allowed them to just walk it nicely onto the stand. So, and sure enough, there is another flag out, and they are... Okay, I thought they were holding it in the base for a minute there, which would not be the best choice in the world, but hey, what do I know? Over here, looks like Angry Blastoise is going for the return. He may not get it. But Call Shenanigans is coming in for a little bit of harass. The Jester... Oh, wow. That was a pretty nasty mortar right there. So on the other side, looks like I Eat Your Head is down to no health. This flag does drop, but looks like the crash from both sides have been cleaned up, and we are looking pretty good on both ends of the field. And Jester almost getting hit with an inventory station. So, harass coming in from the 404 guys on the BwA side. The flag is popped and dropped and right into Shenanigans' hands. A very, very well executed play right there. But Pragmalis out with this thing, and Daisy May going for the kill on Angry Blastoise. Some Infiltrator knives sure to be exchanged very soon. But a nice little pass off to Ruck for the BwA side, and they pretty much have this game in the bag. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left, 3 cap deficit. Basically, 404 has to return this flag, get a cap, and another one pretty quick, and with this happening right here, this return, it's not going to happen. So they're going to put the 6 point on the board, and this is going to be pretty mirrored from the last time around. 6-2 in favor of 404 on the first map, and 6-2 in favor of BwA on this map. We may see one, maybe two more caps come out, but I would say not much more than that. So it looks like Anathema is starting his route off. He is heading out, moving pretty quick, 270 speed, and he's going to spot Prag Malice. Yep, he does spot him, and probably the favor has been returned. This is going to be another back to front. Anathema, I have full faith in you. You will get this route this time. So we are watching the BwA stand. People are starting to die here and there. Shenanigans is still alive over here doing a little harass. And Anathema is coming in, so Jester gets right on the stand. And Anathema gets it. Woot!
Right under Jester.
And that is what I was hoping to see. Congratulations, Anathema, you did it. I am very proud of you. And he will get the cap as well, so that is very nice. I'm glad he managed to get that one off. I'm sure right now he just went finally in mumble. But here comes Prag Malice, looking to put what could potentially be the final nail in the coffin here into what looks like a pretty unfriendly stand. I Eat Your Head is still here, and he has spotted Prag Malice, and Prag Malice just bails out because he knew exactly what was going to happen if he kept going. But we've got Daisy May coming in, and he or she, I'm not really sure which, does get this thing, takes a disc jump off the stand, and is heading through midfield. Still at 543 health, and coming into a pretty friendly stand. This looks like it will be the cap of the final cap of the game, and there we go. 7-2 or 7-3 in favor of BwA, going to map number 3, which will be Arx Novena. So now that we've seen one map taken from each team, who are you rooting for the, well, kind of a silly question, but why not? Who are you rooting for the final map here, Altimor?
I don't know. I'll be happy if it goes to either team as long as we see some cool plays.
That is a very diplomatic answer right there. So yeah, we are one map apiece for both these teams. BwA and 404 going pretty evenly matched overall. So we will see what they can pull off on Arx, one of the more classic maps. And if it goes anything like Katabatic did, I would say this will probably go in favor of 404, just due to the nature of the age of the maps, so to speak. So I am just going to throw up some music for a minute here, just so that I can get a drink of water, because my throat is killing me. So I will be right back.
I see Sid Pro Quo back on BwA. They have 6 in game right now. Not sure who their 7th is going to be.
So with that being said, I will bring you guys into game, and we will take a look at the roster. As Altimor said, Sid Pro Quo is back in. Dreamer is still in. I am not sure who they are going to bring in for this thing, but we will see who their 7th will be. And Altimor, I am going to let you take this one away for the most sound.
Good.
Okay. So we are still waiting on the 7th for BwA. I'm not sure who they're getting in, but there we go. So Daisy May is in, so why don't you give us a rundown of the rosters, Altimor?
On BwA, we have the Jester, Jim Pock, Brag Malice, Sid Pro Quo, Daisy May, Dreamer, and Ruck. On 404, we have Spoopymon, Call Shenanigans, I Eat Your Head, Tubes, Anathema, Synthesis, and Angry Blastoise.
So let me fix the overlay here, because the score is now 1-1, both teams having taken a map off the other. So, pretty close game, all in all. We've seen some very good plays, and we are getting into map number 3 right now, and literally now. So, take it away, Altimor.
Bragnella starting routes. Let's see, I don't see 404's capper yet.
Anathema is doing what looks to be a side-to-side.
Anathema grabs. And he gets hit by sniper fire, it looks like.
And he is heading home pretty quick.
He has one chaser, but not going to do anything. He caps.
So yeah,
and BwA crashing the stand. 2 cappers on BwA side, Brag Malice and Sid Pro Quo. Oh, but Brag Malice hits the bridge.
And it does look like Angry Blastoise is out with this thing. He is heading home. So they are already getting to their 2nd cap of the game. 404 with a strong showing.
Looks like they've got a pretty good hold of the flag on 404 side. They can return it at any time.
And that is exactly what they're doing. They are timing this thing, and Dreamer comes in for the attempted stop, but does not get it, and just like that, 90 seconds into the game, 2 caps for 404 already.
I see Brag Malice coming for, could be any direction at this point. Looks like he's going to go back to front. Anathema doing the same thing.
So we are going to see Brag Malice coming in first.
Basically. 2 spotted Brag Malice.
And he
makes it with 2/3 health.
And Anathema with about 1/3 as well. So both cappers passing through midfield, and Brag Malice looking in dire straits here. 26 health. Not the most opportune positions to be in at the moment. One flag goes home, and the other one is going to go home as well.
Sid Pro Quo goes for a quick grab, but he's taking sniper fire. Very low, looks like he's probably going to die once he reaches a stand, but nope. I see Spoopymon waiting to attack.
Wow.
Very nice midair.
And a nice return right there. That is pretty beautiful. And Synthesis here is warping just a wee bit, but Dreamer does not care and just splatters him all over the place, and yeah. Jester here doing a little brute capping. Moving this thing through midfield, and Anathema grabs this thing but runs into the wall, punts it off, and sends it into midfield to try and keep this in play. But looking like the Jester is going to put point number 3 on the board. And as I say that, actually it would have been point number 1 for them, my bad. But as I say that, the flag is up in the aqueduct for the for Blood Eagle side, and Angry Blastoise is able to get up there, grab that thing, and keep it moving.
2 attackers from BwA in the 404 stands.
And Blastoise does go down. Brag Malice is on this, and oh, double kill by I Eat Your Head. he definitely ate their head there. So looking at this, both teams, flag is out. Nope, that was just a pass. But Synchus is coming in, Conk's flying out, and damn, Jester with a nice mid-air right there. We've seen quite a few of those these games. They've got those down to a pretty good science at this point, and they're always a pleasure to see. So looks like Angry Blastoise is holding the flag for the 404 guys. Dreamer doing a little bit of harass, but all alone, not being all that effective. Takes Tubes down a little bit, but to no avail.
And Daisy May is coming in from BwA. And he's spotted.
And it does not look like Daisy May is going to be able to do a whole lot. Dreamer coming in as well. And it looks like this one might be a little better time, because Pragmalice is coming in from behind. Ate Your Head is split off, and Pragmalice and Dreamer come in, and they are both going to get cleaned up pretty quick here. Dreamer's the only one left here, and yeah, that is the end of that push right there.
Dreamer coming in looks like to distract. Pragmalice is coming in from the side.
And an instant return by the 404 guys on the other side. A conk and a flag that goes right into his hands, but Pragmalice was right there to get the E-grab and keep this thing alive. They know at this point they cannot lose any more points. Otherwise, things will start looking a little bit grim.
Going right into another standoff.
Yeah, and that is exactly what the 404 guys want. They can sit here and twiddle their thumbs all day long. I've got that 2-point advantage, but here comes Synchus yet again for some conks, trying to get a Jesus return, as they would call it. And he is going to go down pretty handily. And both teams seeming like they're opting to run a little heavier on D. Looks like 404 has stepped away from that. But
Once again, Pragmalice and Dreamer attacking 404. Dreamer's coming in from behind. Might get a return.
And he does miss the first conk and hits the second one, but unfortunately no one there to capitalize on this opportunity that he created. So it is back to the other side we go, where Seppukumon is the last one alive, and they will be cleaned up pretty easy.
I see Synchus from 404 ready to attack.
And looks like these teams are pretty well matched as far as fragging power goes. 404 does seem like they, well, actually, you know, they probably don't have an edge just because that conk was sort of a freak of nature thing. It got conked and went right into somebody's hands, but Sid Pro Quo on this side is pretty low. And there are 5 people over here on the BwA side, so this is pretty brutal, but there is a conk that goes out, and another one, but everyone has been cleaned up at that point. Flag goes down over here, and Pragmalice almost gets a return. Very close. Oh, flag is out on the other side, and Shenanigans almost with a solo return right there in the middle of what looked, I guess it was only 3 of the BwA guys. I believe they're finally realizing, nope, they are sticking with the 4D 3-0 strat for BwA. And definitely... Go ahead.
On BwA side, looks like Angry Blastoise is coming for a sneak attack as Infiltrator. And I see 4 people on BwA side.
And the flag is out, but it does not pan out. The only thing left is 1 jug, so nothing is going to happen over there. As you said, Angry Blastoise here with the Sonic Punch, misses it, unfortunately, and this push is going to get cleaned up as well. So the flag does get conked out of I Eat Your Head's hands by Dreamer, but unfortunately he was able there. He was the last one there, and Pragmalis coming in throwing a few grenades. They're just trickling in here. They really need to group up and get things moving. I'd love to see a little more coordination, but on the 404 side of things, looks like they have done just that. There is just a net of these guys forming up. Angry Blastoise going in for the initial push here, and they are all crashing in on this. This is perfect timing. There will be a return right here. There we go. That's exactly what they needed to do. And now it's up to the BwA side to get an E-grab. Tubes is heading straight for the flag stand, and Dreamer and Daisy May are heading over here to try and prevent this. They will do just that, and this flag is on the stand, and Dreamer gets it. Yet another cap robbed right on the stand. I believe we've seen close to a dozen of those tonight.
Daisy May looks like might, oh, nope, no pass.
And a Nitron comes flying by, discs or bolts and everything just going everywhere. And this flag does get tossed off. Maybe not the best toss right there. Shenanigans and Anathema are both on this, and everyone's scrambling for it, and there is the return by Shenanigans. A very nice save from what could have been a potential cap. So about 5 minutes or so of basically standoff play, which resulted in a couple of returns and no caps. So 404 definitely come out on top of that one, and well done by both teams for their efforts.
I think that did quite a bit of damage to BwA, though.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. The just the psychological aspect of it is enough to really make it rough. But here comes Pragmalis and Sid Pro Quo into the 404 flag stand, and Pragmalis out very clean, no damage taken whatsoever, and he is heading through midfield, as is Anathema. Oh wow!
Dead by sniper.
And there we go. So looking a little bit favorable for the 404 guys, as the flag does go home, but the BwA crashes right on top of this, and there we go. Yet another set of returns, and still 2-0 in favor of 404. So we've got the cappers heading out here, Sid Pro Quo and Pragmalis. Looks like they are spaced out about 15 seconds or so. So they are going to be running some routes pretty much together, and Daisy May throwing some knives at Anathema. So Anathema has been spotted. They know he is coming in, and one shot is taken at him, but the flag stand is completely full. Not going to matter. Grenade from Ruck, the sniper, takes him out, and very beautifully done. So on this side, we see Sid Pro Quo coming in on a back to front, and Pragmalis on a side to side. And oh, that worked out so perfectly. That was timed very well, but unfortunately the grenade from his own teammate shut that play down. So you can definitely see the teamwork in play with the BwA guys. They have the double cap thing down very nicely. Literally, Sid and Pragmalis hit the stand at exactly the same time. It was just slightly off-timed with their offense with that grenade on the stand.
Well, it looks like this time they're going to try spacing out more.
And that...
I know Pragmalis is going from the side to side. Look like Sid's going from the back to front.
Yeah, and Prag comes in, gets splattered all over I Eat Your Head, and the flag stand is clear, and Sid Pro Quo is going to get out with this nice and clean. While on the other side, Anathema looks like he did a aqueduct bounce route and is coming home nice and high to what looks like it may be yet another standoff here. But Anathema getting shot at from across the map, and Dreamer almost with a return right there. Pragmalis the last one here to do something about this, and it looks like we are indeed going to another standoff. So Daisy May was going in for the sneaky kill right there, but gets spotted and splattered all over the place. So hopefully the teams have learned by now that they cannot filter in and get a return. They need to group up. And
Dreamer and Pragmalis both attacking at once from the back.
And there we go. That's a
down.
good... Oh, and almost an amazing return by Dreamer right there. Still an opportunity here, and he does not get it. Tubes saving that from a last-ditch effort. And the flag is out on the other side. That is just a pass. Never mind. And Synchrosis coming in for a hero return. Throws a couple grenades out. Does get a conk. And he is warping like crazy. So, another return for the 404 side. Pragmalis here with the E-grab, but it is not going to matter as that thing gets conked out of his hands by shenanigans. Returned, and there is the 3-0 cap. As things stand right now, 404 is definitely looking to be the favorite out of this match. And Angry Blaster...
Their 404's quick action at the beginning of the match definitely got them a lot of lead there.
Yeah, the momentum that they earned from those 2 quick caps in under 90 seconds really put BwA in sort of a scramble, so they had to spend the rest of the map just regrouping. And now they've got 9 minutes left, down for 4 caps.
Sid Pro Quo. Oh, he gets stopped by Eat Your Head, who unknowingly body blocked him.
And that is the joy of Super Heavy. And Pragmalis does the same thing. I Eat Your Head. I have to commend him. He is doing very well as a Hoff, and as a Juggernaut, no less, something that you do not very often see. So on the other side, Anathema coming in, but just whiffing right by the flag. Angry Blastoise is probably going to opt to just walk this thing off, either him or Seppukumon. Sure enough, it is Angry Blastoise, and they are going to just try and cluster this through midfield. But Daisy May is right on top of this, takes a disc jump, gets a Nitron, and almost a really nice return. But Dreamer's right there, and he does get it. So Pragmalis probably about 7 seconds out now, doing a left or right to left, depending on your position you're looking at it. And there we go, he is out nice and clean, bounces off the aqueduct, heading home. And this is looking pretty good for BwA. This is the first real clean flag grab that they've had so far this night. Call Shenanigans was going for the grab, the E, and he did not get it. And oh wow, nice mid-air by Daisy May, preventing Angry Blastoise from getting in here and getting another E. And there we go. First cap on the board for BwA. They broke the floodgates, and things are looking up for them. Only a 2 or a 3-point deficit now, rather than the humongous 4 that they had.
Anathema going for a left-right stands open. He grabs it, he gets it by splash damage from Bolt and splatters on the aqueduct.
Not the most opportune way to try and do an aqueduct bounce. That is for damn certain. And Synchrosis, as usual, coming out with some trash talk. What is trash without a little bit of trash talk, you know? But Pragmalis coming in here with a side-to-side route. The flag stand looking pretty clear. Grenades all over the place, and he does get out, but takes a little bit of damage on the stand. Bounces nicely through the aqueduct, heading back over, and this is exactly what they need. This is looking pretty good for BwA. I feel...
Anathema coming in with a very clean back to front.
And this is not looking so good now, because he is going to land, die, and here comes the return from 404, and the cap and return, maybe not.
Gets E-grabbed.
And Jester is there, Sid Pro Quo, Daisy May, they are all crashing down on this, exactly what they should be doing, and that may go home? Nope, not quite.
Fail punt.
So, looks like Tubes is on the flag out here in the field, and he is going to get that return, and there it is. 5-1 in favor of 404. So this is sort of what we were seeing on the first map, Katabatic. It seems like 404 is definitely a little more practiced on the older maps, and BwA maybe a little more practiced on the newer maps. So with just under 6 minutes left to play, the game has all but been decided. Although I have seen comebacks of epic proportions, however, I don't foresee one happening here. But I always love to be proved wrong, and that is the caster's curse, and it is usually self-fulfilling, and Pragmalis, I am so sorry that I caught that on camera. But there's a conk from Synthesis keeping Sid Pro Quo from going home with this thing, and a nice return keeping this thing from being a disaster.
Call Shenanigans has the flag. He's coming through midfield, but not very fast.
And he is coming into what is not the prettiest of home fields here, and he is getting knocked about. Daisy May, or Dreamer rather, is doing a little bit of harass on him. He is down to basically no health, and he's going to land on this flag and get the return.
Sid Pro Quo getting hit by sniper fire. Passing it up to the stands. No one there to grab it.
And thank you for that statement in chat. I will change the name of the stream immediately. So a nice cap by Ruck right there, putting BwA within 3 points of 404. Finally, they are closing the gap a little, and they need to keep continuing to close the gap. Otherwise, this game will be over in 4 minutes or 2 caps, depending. But Anathema coming in here with a grab, doing a little bit of a shoulder root right there. Gets through mid.
Sniped out. And Daisy May comes for a very nice return.
Indeed, he or she does. So the game is winding down a little. Pragmalis and Anathema pass each other on the way out. Pragmalis looking to do something that we have not yet seen in this game, a nice back to front from the left side. These are usually pretty hard to spot, so I expect him to get out with this, barring some freak of nature disaster sort of thing. And Anathema is out on the other side pretty damn clean. But here comes Pragmalis, and he has been spotted. Came in a little too high, but he does get out with it as well, so cappers are going to pass right by each other. And Daisy May is right on top of Anathema. This may... Oh, nice pick from Call Shenanigans.
Now I'm surprised BwA is only running one capper. They're going to need a very nice chain of grabs to win this.
Right, and right now the flag does go out on the other side. Daisy May with a return, so this is exactly what they needed. Ruck going in for this cap, and they may be able to make this a possibility here with this bringing into 2. So right now they definitely need to be running some cappers pretty heavy duty. Get a cap out and at least get the flag in play, so they are making a bit of a comeback. So looking like
looks like Sid Pro Quo went back to capping.
Probably a very good choice at this point. Looks like they have spaced their routes out pretty nicely. Prag will probably be coming in on a side-to-side, and Sid on a back-to-front would be my guess. And my guess was completely wrong, as per usual. But Anathema out on the other side. Aqueduct bounce route yet again. Out nice and clean. And he is moving through. Flag on the other side, however, is also snagged by Pragmalis, but only 29 health, and he is not looking so great. To the side of the map, barely avoids splattering on it, and Spookymon is coming after this thing with a vengeance.
Looks like Anathema is going to get killed by the 3 BwA guys over there.
And he's just sort of rabbiting this around, and sure enough, he does get killed, and Ruck picks this, Shenanigans picks this up. Ruck picks it up on the other side, and Jim Pock is keeping this thing alive for that team, and the flag is going to go home for BwA. Pragmalis has this thing on the other side, so he may potentially put another cap on the board and do exactly what BwA requires to come back in this game.
Shenanigans is coming for either a return or a llama.
And here we go. BwA is not quite going to put the point on the board. Shenanigans is still there. Gets taken out with a snipe by Ruck. And Anathema with an interesting bounce off one of the players right there. But they are just waiting for the return on this thing. They need this cap, and they need
looks like it's going to get it.
And there we go. Jim Pock is going to have to drop right onto the stand and not get the return. Maybe Daisy. There we go. So now they got to get one more. They just got to get this flag in play, and they do. Sid grabs this thing, gets it moving. And sure enough, the comeback is not without a reach.
I'd just love to see him get it home and go into another little duel between the teams.
And here we go. This is cap number 5, and they have tied it up, and this game is going to overtime. BwA putting into high gear for the last 4 minutes of the game, getting 3 caps out and making it so that this was an actual possibility. I'm pretty surprised, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
So now we are into overtime, which is sudden death, and Prag Malice is out with the flag on the other side. What could potentially be the nail in the coffin here.
Looks like he's going to get killed by Anathema.
Oh, Anathema splatters all over the ground, but Ruck is right here to assist Prag Malice. The flag takes a nice little stop right there, and this thing is getting escorted home nice and safe. 404 knows they need to be crashing across the field, but for some reason their people are not coming off the stand, which they need to right now. So BwA looking pretty good here.
I think Anathema just splattered.
And Ruck picks this thing up that he just threw away, but here comes the crash from 404. Everybody come across the map, and this thing is barely... I cannot believe that they are going to come back from this. Are they going to get... Nope, they're not going to get the cap quite yet. 404 is keeping this thing alive. And Daisy May is just waiting on the stand, trying to get this return and this cap. It is insane how close this game is. I am actually kind of glad I got to cast this. And Anathema coming in with a nice bolt right to Daisy May's face, going for the return. Synchronous is here as well, and it gets pumped around it. Wow, that was incredibly close. So the last point of the game is going to be determined by a standoff, and there really could not be a better way to have it happen. I truly hope that it does not go to the full... Oh, and there is a conk out for BwA, but it was just a momentary thing. They literally have all 7 players on defense right now, and BwA is going hard to the paint right now, trying to get this return, but it looks like what they are going for is just stabilize this thing. They know exactly what's on the line, because if they lose this map, whichever team loses this map is out of the House League, and they will not have another shot at it until next season.
Synxus is throwing cones, but misses. And he's out.
And here we go. Looks like on the other side there's a lot of red over here, and I Eat Your Head is going down. Prag Malice gets the return. This could be the last cap that we see.
Looks like the Pukumon is going for it.
And looks like Shenanigans, yep, and Seppukumon is out with his flag. He is moving it through midfield. He was in the right place at the right time, and he does take a disc for a very long distance disc, and Sid Pro Quo is on chase, but gets sniped out, and look like we are going back to a standoff unless Dreamer can pull off something here. And that is not the case, so it is back to standoff we go, and both teams setting back up, and this is going to be pretty damn close. Just looks like Synchus is heading in for the Hero Conk as per usual. He's been successful once or twice before, so hey, why the hell not? He's coming in right now, and he's going to come in, try and throw a conk at this, and just gets chained out horrifically. But on the other...
and possibly Shenanigans are approaching from 404.
And on the other side, however, 404's flag carrier has just gone down, and Dreamer is right on top of this. Tubes is the only one left, and he does get the return. Sid is down to 42 health, though.
Yeah.
And this may be
Wow.
disastrous, and both flags get returned. This may come down to Shenanigans lomming this thing off for an E-grab, and we will see if that is what it comes down to. That would be pretty amazing. And the flag is punted off, takes a nice little stop right there, gets conked out of his hand. Pragmalice is going for this. Blastoise is very low in health, and passes it right to Daisy May. Oh my god. What a way to have that end right now. So both teams with incredible coordination and incredible plays right there. That was very impressive.
404 has been getting some very lucky returns. I guess it has to even out.
Yeah, I suppose that is true, but I don't think anyone was really expecting this game to be this close when it went up 4-0. And then BwA just bangs out 4 or 5 caps, almost all in a row. So looks like Anathema is heading in, and Sid Pro Quo is heading out, as is Pragmalice.
Gets spotted.
And it looks like the stand for BwA is looking pretty clean at the moment. Shenanigans comes in, does grab this flag, keeps it moving through midfield, but is not going real fast. And Sid Pro Quo is heading in for a grab, it looks like. I do not see Pragmalice, and Sid Pro Quo does get out with this. So once again, we are going to another standoff, potentially, but this flag is actually going home. So right now it is on the BwA guys to D up really hard. Make sure that the flag does not go home, this one does not get returned, and this thing needs to keep moving right here. And Dreamer is going to be right there to keep that moving. And this is going to be down to the bloody wire. Dreamer coming into the stand, comes around the back, chucks it off, maybe not the best choice, and this thing is not going home yet. Ruck is here, he gets splattered all over the place, but there is no more blue on the side of the field. They got to get on that return. Get on the return, guys.
Pragmalice is going for it.
And there we go, and 6-5 in favor of BwA. That was a great game. I am thoroughly impressed. I am very pleased with how that game turned out right there.
Yeah, that was an amazing comeback by BwA.
And you really do not get too much better than that right there. That is pretty much what we play and watch the game for. And congratulations to BwA for their very hard-fought and very well-earned victory. So I am going to, even though I would normally not do this, I am going to see if I can get some guys in here for interviews, because that was one hell of a game. As soon as it changes.
I don't see anyone. They might have all left.
That is very possible. So let me adjust the score here. And if you see somebody pop up into reception, please inform me. That would be awesome. Squiddish is not one of the players, so. And there is Pragmalice, so we will have an interview from at least the, at least one of the teams. And there he is, dragging him in. Hello, Pragmalice. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Just 1 second. I've got to close up my TeamSpeak pod.
Okay. So, let me know when you are good to go here.
I am good to go.
Okay, so, an interesting start to the night. You know, you guys getting put down pretty hard on Catabatic, and then coming down and returning the favor on Sunstar. Obviously, the point of interest for this is map 3, Arx Novena, where you guys were down 4-0, what changed the tide there? You guys were in dire straits, and then all of a sudden it just start racking up the caps. What happened there?
Mostly, I think we just tightened up the timing of when offense got there, and we decided to start doing double caps with Sid Pro Quo, and just trying to maintain that constant offensive pressure the whole time. It seemed like that worked really well for us for Sunstar, and we weren't doing that in the early part of Arcs Novena. So we switched that up. I think we moved Shark Hacks back to defense, which is more of his traditional role for a little bit, and that kind of stabilized the defense there as well.
So refresh my memory, who is Shark Hacks? What is his name now? Is that Dreamer?
What is he called now?
That is a lovely
it's not
question.
Dreamer. No, it's some My Little Pony name. Yeah, BwA has a bunch of
it's just an inside joke. Yeah, it's just an inside joke. But,
Gotcha.
What are you talking about, Shark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Shark.
Yeah, it's Shark.
So, sorry if I moved anyone in that did not want to get moved in, but I saw you guys all connect, so I figured I would just do you the favor of not searching for the channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's how I
that
was trying
works
to get
well.
in. I was denied anyway to get in. So.
Yeah, you have to go into reception to get drug into one of the caster channels.
I see.
So,
See that.
Obviously quite a few players from both sides here. I eat your head. I have to give you props. You did amazing work coughing
Pull
tonight.
Jester, will you? Will you pull Jester in?
Jester, sure. So, very nice stops. You basically, I didn't see you miss hardly any of them that that came in, which was pretty amazing.
Unfortunately, I missed a few at the end there on arcs, just right when it mattered, eh? But oh well.
Okay.
Such is life.
And I have confirmation from chat that Shark Hacks is Daisy May. So, there we go.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Wendy was Carnes.
Yeah, he was irritating us. He was
Yeah, he was doing really well, actually. He got a lot of mid-airs.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to throw the question that I threw at Prague to you, Anathema. You guys were up 4-0 on Arcs Novena, and then all of a sudden the floodgates just sort of broke open, and they came back and just banged out, 5 caps basically back to back to back on you guys. What was going through your minds then?
Well, it's not so much that, it's, and not to totally, they were playing amazing, they were doing really well, but our LD basically dropped, his mumble stopped working, and his ping went crazy, and we basically lost our LD. It was 5-1, we lost our LD, and then they capped us out.
Oh.
So, yeah.
It's always rough for that to happen, but either way, I mean, incredibly close games. It was something
they were close and they were fun, and they were playing well. Like, not to say that they wouldn't have won if we had our LD, but it was just that's what was going through our minds. It was like, oh my god, not again! And they were just getting out and out and out and chain capping, and we just couldn't stop them after that. So it was bad.
Yeah, it was too bad. Right at the end there, we almost would have held it in with the 5-4, but that one extra chain capper came in. They did a really good job of putting them right after one after the other.
Well,
Yeah, we actually switched up. We had started off playing a 5-2, and then we went back to our 3 defense.
Yeah. We found, I mean, we've had this in the past. I think every team is somewhat vulnerable to it, but see, you get a couple out and suddenly everything starts collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
All momentum.
Yeah, the momentum is really brutal.
Yep, and that is definitely something that we touched upon during the cast, was that the psychological aspect of the game is almost as devastating as the actual gameplay itself. So if one thing goes wrong and it just sort of cascades around, and that seemed like what happened right there. So
it's hilarious, actually. I mean, in a depressing sort of way, but if I look back at games, it's often like, it'll be interesting because my stop rate will really, really high if we're winning, and when that hits, it'll be like I'll be missing like half the cappers. So it's amazing that psychological impact that can have, like even on something simple like stopping a capper.
Well, I have to say you did a fantastic job, and it's great to see someone play Jughoff in in these
Yeah, I
games.
love playing Shuckhoff. It's
Yeah,
great. I love the rule set change when they changed it a while back, because it finally it opened it up to play Jughoff, and something I never could do before because mines were too valuable, right? So,
Right. And that was something that I mentioned on during the cast, was I love seeing people play Jughoff because it is something that is so undervalued and so rarely used, but in the right hands it is incredibly deadly. So kudos to you, sir, for using something that is non-conventional and really pulling out all the stops. So I just want to get some initial thoughts going into Arcs and Navina for both teams. I will throw this to you. I Ate Your Head, by the way. I like your name. That's a very good name. Especially when you got that double kill with the thrown disc on the guys who were going for the flag. That was great.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
So
That was my face.
So going into Arcs, what was your thoughts? What was the comms like in 404? I Ate Your Head.
I think initially we were thinking, like, I mean, although Arcs is sometimes not our strongest map, we felt like we did well on Kata, and although we didn't do so well on what's it called?
Sunstar.
It's a less played map, so we were thinking, well, it's probably a little bit down to not enough practice. So, and Sync had reconnected at that point. He was having a little trouble in Sunstar as well. And so, yeah, we're pretty positive, which is, I think, why you saw a pretty good start. Although they got the first cap, I think, on us. But yeah, I think we were feeling pretty good going into that. We felt like we had a really good chance. Just, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good, and in Sunstar, a big thing is, again, the psychological issue is I can hit my routes with about 95% reliability on Blood Eagle, but on Diamond Sword it's like 70 or less, and you probably saw a lot of screw-ups on my part.
Yes, I did. I think I caught every single back route that you either completely missed the flag or you hit the back of the flag stand, and I was just sitting there going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Anathema. I'm so sorry."
Yeah, and I can hit it every time on Blood Eagle, and the sort of semi back to front that you can do with the force field up, I can hit that every time, but I have to turn it into a back to front if I can't make it, and that's why I did so many back to fronts.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw the same question over at Dreamer.
Pull
from
Carms and Gym Pack, please.
Carms and Gym Pack. Could you just ask them to come down to reception so I don't have to go search for them?
Yeah, sure. They were just in the route down at the bottom. I'll tell them to move.
Thank you so much. So, since you spoke up there, Sid, actually, I'll throw it at Dreamer since you're helping out here. So, Dreamer, I'm going to throw the same question at you. How did you guys feel going into Arcs after taking Sunstar off of 404?
We were feeling pretty good. Kind of one of those, got the warm-ups out of the way on Katabatic, kind of started gelling and meshing on Sunstar. And we had some things going for us, so we decided to just, like Jester said, move forward with our 502D and keep that strat going. And we decided to have Shark Hacks go forward and play O and I'll stay D, and they just started just clustering us and owning our stand completely. So that's why we had to go ahead and switch it up and go back to our standard 403D.
Alright, and there's Carms and Gym Pack. So we are joined by quite a few people for interviews tonight. It's always nice to get some different perspectives from, the House League guys, because honestly, a lot of the matches that that you guys play end up being really, really close matches, tonight being one of those that, would have otherwise gone unnoticed. Somebody would have been like, wow, the scores were really close, but they would not have seen all of the incredible plays that both teams made tonight. So I just want to say, it was great to see just the level of grit that you guys put into this game. Every nail-biting, last second, oh my god play that you guys pulled off. It was a pleasure to watch all of you play tonight. So, grats to everyone. My condolences to 404. You guys, both teams really do deserve to move on. It's unfortunate that it ended this way, but at least it ended on a really intense, good match. So it's something where you can look back and go, we did our best.
definitely. I think this has been one of our best games in a while.
Yeah, and actually, there's some games where you play, and even if you do well or you don't, depending, you just don't have fun. This was a game where we had fun all the way through, even when we were losing on Sunstar, stuff like that. It was a fun game.
Yeah, I had a great time.
That ARCS was intense.
Oh, believe me,
I had 4 mid-airs on your guys' last crash in the Brute.
Yeah, you get that feeling of hope, like the flag, he's on the stand, it gets conked, okay, he got knocked away, oh no, they got it again. Like, you definitely get that nail-biting tension you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure I had the most team kills.
Yes,
I usually do. I had 41 kills, but it only said 35, so that's
You
6.
got me at least 3 times, Jester.
That's pretty typical for any match with you, Jester.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how many times I was screaming at the flag to go back, go back, go back.
You guys had amazing crash, though. That was we felt that.
Yeah, we got the flag home so many times, and just nothing came of it.
We would have it. The capper would be there, and I would be like, because I'm fat, and I'm trying to get there as fast as I can, and it's like there's 3 people surrounding it. It's like you just know, oh god, this is not gonna happen. But
and
that's how it felt on our side too.
It did, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna sort of go through the channel here, and if anyone has anything they want to say about the match, any shout-outs, anything like that, I'm just gonna go from the bottom and work my way up. So Ruck, I'm just gonna start with you.
Great game. They're good guys to play against, nice people. Had a great time.
Prag, to you.
It was a genuine pleasure playing against them. It was, for me, and Dreamer can probably reiterate, we're newly joined to BwA, so I know both of us are still kind of getting that gelling feeling with the new team and working with the new set of people, but we definitely felt that first map, just kind of getting our roles and gelling together. And then it just seemed like it started to come through that second map and then the latter half of the arcs. So GG's at 404. Thanks for the good, very good games.
And Jim Pock, to you. Jim Pack? Pock?
Yeah. Jim Pack. I just want to reiterate what one of the 404 guys was saying about how it was a pleasure to play. Really intense games, very fun to play. I mean, even on Kata when things weren't going our way, it was still a lot of fun.
I eat your head.
Yeah, well, I'm going to repeat what everyone else has said. It was a great matches, really intense. I think, again, as I said before, one of the best matches we've had in a while, which is it's great for us because, if you have a few not so good matches and you feel a little bit blah about the game and stuff, this is definitely one of the better matches we've had, so thanks for that. And we'll have to scrim you sometime because it's great matches. So.
Dreamer.
I just want to thank 404 for a great match and let them know that this was a 3 "what the hell are you screaming at" from my wife comments. So definitely a hell of a great match. I've never been so... Yeah, just great matches.
Or to Sid.
Yeah, I'll say that to me, one big thing in the community is to see teams play and have really good players on their team that don't derp around and talk shit and just overall have bad sportsmanship. And that's something I look for. BwA has partnered with MIA and Gosu and Emporium and other teams in the past where we develop that rapport with another clan, and we respect that, because we treat each other respectfully. And that you don't, everybody knows if you've watched enough matches, you don't always see a lot of that. So I appreciate that, and I definitely would look forward to scrimming you guys.
Carms, over to you.
So I'm actually BwA's caster, but I was late getting in tonight, or else I would have hopefully been in here with you guys. But being able to watch BwA as we've developed as a team, it's really great to watch a match like tonight when they come in against an opponent that just gives them such a rough game. I actually stopped in late and went straight into our team speak before I was even watching the stream. And the guys were just screaming, "Get the flag! No! What's going on?" the whole time. And it was just fantastic hearing that and then watching them pull it through in the end, both teams did a damn fine job, and it was just a great game to watch all around.
All right, and Anathema, casters always go last, Altimor.
Yeah, again, pretty much mostly been said, but yeah, it was good games, and for the scrims, it's definitely up for scrimming anytime, and it's nice to find a team that's on a very similar skill level. Like, I think any of those maps could have gone either way. Maybe not Sunstar with me on Diamond Sword, but and then oh, sorry, broke the mouse. But yeah, basically, it's nice to find a team that, you really feel you can learn something by playing them because they're close to you. Like when we play, like if we were to play, not Vex, but someone real good who just wipes us across the floor one end to the other, you're so down that you just don't feel like you learn anything. And it's definitely, you guys are a team. I definitely feel like we could scrim and get better together playing.
I agree. We talk about that a lot, where the 7-0 games are just too much in an extreme one way or the other. Either you don't learn anything because you're getting your ass whipped, or you don't learn anything because you're whipping somebody's ass. And in either way, your team doesn't move from where it is, and that tension of finding another team that has that, it's a challenge, but you don't get your ass whipped, and that, to me, that's where the funnest games are. And I'm glad that we had a chance to have some folks check it out tonight. And thanks, Helemar, for casting. I always appreciate people who come and do things for the community that aren't really playing and having the fun that we are. So thanks for taking the time and doing that.
Yeah, by all means.
I agree 100%. Yeah, it's like whether you're 7-0ing someone or being 7-0'd, it's boring and it's not fun. Less fun when you're being 7-0'd, and you just really feel like you're learning nothing, so you don't have a chance. Like, they're just so far ahead of you that you just, like, what happened? Like, so it's really nice, and definitely scrims anytime. We're sort of in our own mumble now, so it's a little harder, but we're definitely up for it anytime.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
guys.
I'll check you
forgot
guys in
one thing.
IRC.
Fire away, Rock.
Guys, one other thing. Angry Blastoise and me all maps. Great job. I hate you.
Vice versa. Tubes hates who was it again?
Shark, Daisy May.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Everybody hates Shark, so just tell them to
Hey,
get in line.
whoa.
As you can imagine,
I took
all right.
F duty at the end there, Sid.
All right, fighting words coming out. Fighting words
Hate
coming
me
out.
too. Hate
Not
me
fighting
too.
words.
All right.
All right.
You guys
so,
have a good night. We'll see you guys later.
Later.
See you guys.
Alright, see ya.
Off to.
Yeah, if any of you know Tubes, you know what happens when he gets knifed over and over and over again. You have to take the headphones off for a couple times.
So over to you, Altimor. Last thoughts, shout-outs, etc.
That was that last round there was one of the most intense matches I've ever seen in Tribes. And when I say Tribes, I don't just mean Tribes Ascent, I mean any Tribes game. That was awesome, the way BwA pulled through at the end.
Yeah, great job to you guys.
Yeah, excellent from
pulling
that, for
through
sure.
on that and not giving up and pushing through.
So yeah, great games by both teams tonight. It was a pleasure to cast, and it was a pleasure to talk with you guys after the game. This was, this was put up on the Tribescast Network, something that APC and I launched just last Friday. And it's something that anyone who is watching right now, if you want to try your hand at this, if you want to be one of the cameramen, if you want to do some casting, if you want to just help us out in any way you can, there is all the contact information if you scroll down on the page, and there's an email there is Twitter, there is the Gmail, there is both channels that we have, actually, and there's our YouTube as well, which we export all these things to. So, if you guys want to get involved, come join us. We're more than willing to, teach you a little bit and, give you a go at this. I mean, Altimor really hasn't casted a whole lot, and he was in here basically casting for the first time after being gone for a very long time. So, if you guys enjoyed this, come join us, and you can get in on it too. You can watch the games from our perspective. So, from everyone here at Tribes, keep playing, and if you're not playing, come play.
Thanks, Altimor and Helemar. I really appreciate it.
Very welcome.